Hello everyone, I am Yoshioka, Institute for Sustainable Energy Policies. Today I'm going to talk about the geothermal heat pump because that was a request I was given for this opportunity. Usually, so I am working on the renewable energy promotion in the community. So my role is working with the community to work with PV and hydropower and biomass energy. So that's what I do in different parts of the country, nationwide. So when it comes to geothermal, I'm not that of an expert. However, today I'm going to talk about the general ideas or the introduction status of geothermal and how that can be used in the university. In 1909, I graduated and started working in the society, and that's when then the renewable energy just began to enter. So the Dr. Ishiyama was my somebody I was looking up to that time. So now I'm speaking after Dr. Ishiyama, so I feel that's a great honor for me to do so. First of all, let me talk about the geothermal heat pump. Some of you may be familiar with geothermal, and we talk about this in Icelandic presentation. In underground temperature, of course, in Japan has seasons. Summer is hot, and then the winter is cold. So the underground temperature is similar. However, it gets deeper. Like when I get to the 15 meters in depth, the temperature is pretty stable. So we utilize the differences in the temperature in the deeper ground and the surface. That's geothermal. So when we say heat pump, heat is pumped up. This is an easy visualization for you. So in your house, you have air conditioner for heating and cooling. So there's a fan coil, and the air conditioner has like internal device and outside device. In summer, and cold air comes out with a fan. So that external devices, it's like inside the ground. That's the image. In your house, air conditioner exchange the heat in air, then creating cold air or cool air. So instead of doing that in air, so you take or eliminate heat or heat in the ground. So the efficiency may not be very good if it's surface or above in air, but in the ground, underground, it is stable. Therefore, it is very effective system. So that's geothermal heat pump. Next, let me talk about the situation in Japan, how much geothermal is introduced. This is the breakdown of that. 40% house, and then the offices, and then the road heating, and schools, and then the welfare institution. So since it is used for air conditioning, therefore it has almost pretty much this application can be used to any of those, and if there is a place to do so. So there are many cases in the residential portion. We call it passive house. You may have heard of it from the underground. Instead of drilling, you directly take the heat. That types of system is included. So there are many houses. Therefore, it looks like this housing portion is huge. Here is the map. So the red means more, and blue is lesser. So in Chiba, in the residential area, there are more cases with a geothermal heat pump. And the red portion, Hokkaido or in Iwate, and Nagano. So these are cold regions. Therefore, there are more possibilities for using the heat pump, and it's faster for them to obtain the return on the investment. And Hiroshima is yellow. That's just my speculation, but then in Hiroshima, there are many companies, manufacturers who working on the geothermal. That's the reason, maybe. That's my speculation. Here is a Japanese status of how many are introduced. Looks like these days, many are beginning to be implemented. Today I don't have the material, but if you compare with situations in overseas, we just talked about Icelandic status, but compared with those, the number in Japan is very small. In megawatt, it's only like one digit smaller. So Japan, in Japan, the thermal heat pump is not that prevalent yet. But in Japan, we have a pellet boiler, and the types of things is popular now that you can heat with those, but not cooling. However, geothermal heat pump is capable for heating and cooling. Therefore, it can avoid double investment. Therefore, it may be suitable in a place like Japan. Now, let's talk about the advantage and disadvantage of geothermal heat pump. This is the data from Ministry of Environment. 40 kilowatt for cooling, and then heating 45 kilowatt. If we implement such a huge scale capability, how much can be reduced? So this is the one where you have an external device outside, and then with that you can save by 200,000 yen per year, but in 10 years that would be 2 million yen. So if you can invest 2 million yen initially, then geothermal would be pretty useful. However, right now, investment for geothermal initially is higher than that. So here is another comparison with oil-fired and a geothermal, and then the oil-fired maybe 2 million, the geothermal 1 million yen. So the difference is 1 million for the oil-fired one. So it depends on the oil price. I just talked about the ordinary air conditioner where the external device is outside, but the geothermal would not eliminate air, heat in there, but in underground you take or eliminate heat. So there is no external device. In summertime, if you're working right next to this external equipment, you feel very hot, but not in the case of geothermal. I only have 2 minutes left. Okay, I will speed up. So initial cost is high, especially the drilling, about 10,000 yen per meter, and the equipment is not that prevalent. So PV used to be high, but after fit now, the cost is reduced. So even for geothermal, if it's become more popular, cost should be decreased. So the foundational pillar with the Tokyo Sky Tower, Sky Tree, and also there is a shallow layer equipment, and there is a hybrid type with air and then geothermal. There are many other areas to be improved. Here are some cases of universities. Tokyo University and Setsunan University, Kumaba campus in Tokyo University. They use underground water and then the geothermal. They directly take out the geothermal and also the underground water heat. That's hybrid. This is Hainan University. I mentioned this earlier. This is air cooling So general types of heat pump, geothermal. Also, I realized there's a presenter from IKEA. So in Fukuoka IKEA, there's a huge geothermal heat pump. I saw it before. Finally, so when you introduce this in university, when you introduce a geothermal heat pump, if it's huge scale, of course you have to drill more. You need a space to do so. Therefore, it would be more difficult to drill something where the buildings are already built. So when you rebuild a building, that would be easier to do so. And there are many other technological elements, so it can be useful for a research perspective. Initial cost is high, but running cost can be reduced if it's a large scale. And if there is an external device outside, then air get hot outside, but it wouldn't happen with a geothermal heat pump. Therefore, it can create a more comfortable environment on campus. And if there are many external devices outside on the campus, and the air gets very hot, but with the geothermal, it's not. So the campus will be more comfortable. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.